Greetings from Tokyo, my dear friends. This is Daisuke, and I very much hope that this video finds you well wherever you are in the world. And I'd like to add to these series of videos where I've been mentioning films or works that I strongly recommend. And many of them have been Criterion titles, but not all. But many of them have, and today's selection is no exception to that. So this is a Criterion title. This is an older Criterion release. It is Spine number 42, and based on my own information and knowledge, as of now, which is May 2020, this is still a DVD only release, so it hasn't been released on a Blu-ray by Criterion, at least as of now. It might change. I hope it does one day, but in the meantime, we have this particular work. I must say that this is one of the funniest releases or funniest works that is currently in the Criterion collection, at least as far as I see it. I know comedy is very subjective, and there might be films that are funny to some people, but then there are other films that are really funny and hilarious to other people. And so I know that is a very subjective thing. And so perhaps this particular work, when I show it, might be somewhat disappointing for some of you out there. And I completely understand that, because there's a certain type of humor that's going on that isn't for everyone, that's for sure. But at the same time, there is a real sense of a kind of tour de force comedy that even to this day is something that I can never grow tired of. And this is the work Fishing with John. Fishing with John. So this is an episodic work. So as some of you may know, these are sort of episodes, and they are episodes about fishing. So John Lurie, and he has a guest on each of these particular episodes. Not many included on this particular list, not many at all, but we do get a number of guests along the way. And so this is quite a fascinating thing when we see people like Jim Jarmusch and Tom Waits and Matt Dillon and Willem Dafoe and Dennis Hopper each join John Lurie in some location around the world. And what it is that they are asked to do, they are asked to go fishing. This is one of the funniest works that I've ever had the great pleasure of encountering in the Criterion Collection or elsewhere. This is one of those works that this is one of the oldest DVDs, in fact. This is one of the earliest Criterion releases that I ever got. And I got it very early. And I still remember such a great time watching it for the first time. Just couldn't stop laughing. And even now, many years later, I still visit this with a great deal of frequency. And I should say also, as a way of trying to recommend it, is that there is a real creative way that the humor is being presented. It is so creative, it is so clever. There are many different styles of humor. You have to listen sometimes to what the narrator is saying. Sometimes you have to listen to what the people on the actual broadcast are saying. What it is that it's actually going on here. There is so much kind of truth in what people are saying. At the same time, there is a lot of lightheartedness at the same time as well. And to see these larger-than-life characters, these larger-than-life people, these real-life people in these situations, and the way that each of the stories or episodes unfolds is quite magnificent and very as I say, very, very funny. Even to this day, I saw this rather recently, and I must say that even during these times, it's now May 2020, so as you know, the world has been gripped in quite a crisis for the past few months, and for other parts of the world even earlier. And so it's been quite a strange and hectic and stressful time for everyone in the world. For some people, it's been very, very difficult and dangerous, and so it's in other words, this has been a very difficult time for many people. And for me, whenever I felt a little bit down or blue, a little bit sad by the way that certain developments in the world were occurring, or certain events in the world were developing, then I visited this film. I visited, or this work, which is Fishing with John, and it got me out of my feeling blue. It made me feel happy again, even if it was for a little bit, because I could see the wonderful warmth and humor and artistry and craft and all the great jokes that go into this work. There are so many jokes, perhaps too many for me to even count. Maybe there are more jokes that I couldn't even get rather than those that I could. And I have a sense that maybe there are so many inside jokes as well that I will never have the opportunity of knowing. It's that deep, my friends. It's that deep. And this work has such a devoted following. To say it's a cult classic, I think, is one way of describing it. But I would actually describe it also as being a real sincere, heartfelt, homemade sort of pop art type of art form that is so inherently and deeply, deeply funny. This is so deeply funny, and it is timeless because of it. There's this really interesting way that the humor just works. It works really well. And as an added bonus, we do get many of these people who are guests on these respective episodes. As I say, we have Dennis Hopper and Willem Dafoe and Matt Dillon and Tom Waits and Jim Jarmusch. So these people are all, in one way or another, connected to cinema or the film world. And Tom Waits, of course, being a musician as well, but he's also connected with the film world as well. So for those of us who are into this type of music or this type of cinema, this is an extra added bonus to see what it is they're talking about, to see what it is they are experiencing, and to see these people who I think we are used to seeing in certain situations in films, acting and being in situations that are totally different, totally unique, and totally unexpected from what we would usually expect. And therein lies an inherent part of what makes this so endearing, so charming, and yes, oh, so funny. If you are down, if you are feeling blue, then my suggestion is try to find one or more of these episodes. There's always this older DVD from the Criterion Collection, but it is an older one, and so maybe you might try to find it through other means, other methods. I'm not sure, but in any event, my friends, however you find it, through the Criterion Collection DVD or otherwise, I strongly suggest that you do. If you're looking for a way to just try to be happy and smile and laugh, this is for you. If you're looking for a film or a work that has a lot of quirky detail, a lot of great music, a lot of great cameo, more than cameos, they're actually full featured guests that have strong connections with film and music themselves, this is for you. And if you're looking for a really, really good time, just a fun time, Fishing with John is for you. This is something that I can never tire of, and it is my great pleasure to recommend it, strongly recommend it for anyone who's interested. This is really great. This is Fishing with John. Okay, my friends, so that's it for now. And so until we meet again, please be happy and healthy and well. And oh yes, please continue to watch a lot of great movies. Please, once again, thank you so much for your time. Stay strong, my friends. Stay strong and be well, and take good care of yourselves and your loved ones. That is the most important thing. And I look forward to seeing you again, my friends. Until then, of course, cheers.